For transportation, the automobile is our most popular power machine, but it is becoming more and more evident that its service and satisfaction depend on how ably and fairly we use it. Traffic has become so congested and hazardous that it is imperative that all of us understand and obey traffic regulations. Traffic laws are safety rules. You must be constantly alert. Close situations arise rapidly. The whole pattern of movement all around you is constantly changing. You must think on the run, make decisions, and act quickly. Don't be a line straddler. It is dangerous, and it ties up both lanes of traffic. Going too slowly can be just as hazardous as going too fast. Keep in step with the flow of traffic. When moving from the left to the right lane, signal your intention in plenty of time by holding your arm outward and up, and move gradually into the next lane. Use this lane for right turns. Never attempt a right turn from the left lane. For a left turn, move to the left lane. Always give adequate signals in time for following cars to slow down. Never use the parking lane for passing. It is not only illegal, but extremely dangerous. Be alert for safety zones. These painted areas adjacent to car tracks are for the protection of passengers entering or leaving streetcars. It is illegal to drive through a safety zone at any time. Come to a complete stop behind the nearest exit of a streetcar when passengers are entering or leaving. Some localities permit you to proceed at 5 miles per hour after stopping. Pedestrians always have the right-of-way at intersections. It is illegal to pass another car that has stopped to permit a pedestrian to cross. Stop buses call for added watchfulness. Passengers will often walk around in front of the bus and step directly into approaching traffic. A car's danger zone extends to the sides as well as ahead. The shaded area represents the danger zone at 20 miles per hour. A pedestrian entering this zone, walking at a normal pace toward the path of the car, would be hit. As speed increases, the danger zone not only lengthens, but increases in width as well. Parking must be carefully executed. Hold your arm outward and down, indicating your intention to stop. As you slow down beside the parking spot, determine whether there is enough room. You should have at least 6 feet more than the length of your car. Never park in loading zones or other restricted areas. These zones are indicated by painted curbs or marked by signs. If a truck is forced to double park to unload, one lane of traffic is cut off, creating a hazard. Double parking only leads to trouble. You could be held responsible for any injury or damage caused by this violation. When parking on a downhill grade, always turn your wheels in toward the curb. This precaution will prevent your car from running away in case the brakes should slip. Many cities require this on any grade over 3%. If you are facing uphill, turn the wheels out and ease the weight of the car back against the curb before setting the handbrake. When leaving a parking space, signal your intention. Wait for a break in the traffic stream and move out carefully. The chief responsibility for avoiding a collision lies with the driver who is leaving the parking space. The greatest majority of accidents occur at intersections. These are caused by excessive speed, being unprepared for sudden emergencies, and ignorance of right-of-way laws. At every intersection, there should be some reduction in speed. This applies even to a car on a through street. In this chart, speed varies with the width of the band. Begin to slow down in advance so your speed will permit you to avoid a collision at the intersection. Speed should be regulated to conform to traffic conditions and your visibility area. At intersections where there are no signals or stop signs, the vehicle approaching the intersection must yield the right-of-way to the vehicle which has already entered the intersection. If two vehicles enter the intersection at the same time, the vehicle on the left must yield the right-of-way to the vehicle on the right. The driver of a vehicle making a left turn must yield the right-of-way to vehicles approaching from the opposite direction that are in the intersection or close enough to it to constitute an immediate hazard. Probably one of the most misunderstood cases of who has the right-of-way is at arterial stop signs. After coming to a complete stop, a vehicle may proceed if there are no approaching vehicles close enough to be hazardous. Vehicles on the arterial street must be able to stop within the prescribed distance for the speed limit of that area. Always take your right-of-way with due caution and don't rely too much on the other fellow. Don't speed up when someone sounds their horn to pass. When a driver has sounded his horn, he has the right-of-way, and you must not increase your speed until he is safely passed. U-turns, unless executed cautiously, are hazardous. One of the safest methods of making a U-turn is from the left-hand lane at an intersection. Make sure the traffic is clear in all directions before proceeding. Another method of making a U-turn is to pull in close to the curb at the far side of the intersection, wait until there are no approaching cars, and then complete your turn. The turning method you use at any time depends on such circumstances as traffic, the width and layout of the street, and local ordinances. U-turns are not permitted on some streets because it is hazardous and would delay traffic. Many times, the simplest and safest means of turning around is to drive around the block. Emergency vehicles, such as ambulances, police cars, and fire engines, always have the right-of-way. When you hear a siren, pull over to the right as far as possible and bring your car to a stop. Courtesy and fair play go hand in hand with a sound knowledge of traffic regulations. The strictly fair play driver never consciously breaks a traffic rule. He would no more cheat in traffic than he would cheat at games or in sports. He takes the right-of-way only when it is legally his. The courteous fair play driver will go even further. He obeys the regulations and extends additional acts of courtesy that give other drivers and pedestrians every chance for safety. He is numbered among the many good drivers who make the use of our streets and highways safer, more efficient, and more pleasurable.